What's up, gang? Today I wanted to chat with you guys about having a negative mindset and how to stay positive. It's a question that I get a lot from people. How do I stay positive? And how do I stay positive? Why am I so positive in my videos? And I love your positivity. And that's great, but to be honest, I struggle with negativity just as much as the next person. But I also make sure that I have things in place to help pull me out of it. So I wanted to share those with you guys. Just a couple of the things that I turn to help get myself out of a negative mindset. I remind myself that it's important to protect my mind, and your mind is a weapon. I have things in place that when I start to notice myself going down a negative slope, I start doing these things to just help me pull out of it and continue to approach the day in a positive way. When I've started to notice myself slide into a negative mindset, one of the things that I really try to do is get some work off my plate. I really think it's important to take that negative energy that you have and use it to just get something done, because a lot of times negativity comes from just being bogged down and having too much to think about. Just get something done, get something knocked off the plate so you can move forward maybe onto something that you enjoy a little bit more. I do that with training pieces all the time. When I have 5, 6, or 7 training pieces in a day, if I look at it as a whole, that's kind of daunting, especially if I don't have a lot of energy to begin with. But if I can just look at it like, if I can just get one piece knocked out, done, and then move on to the next one, I start to feel quite a bit better about my day and just how I'm going about it. So, harness that energy, start scratching some things off the to-do list, start knocking things off, get some work done. Another thing that I do on a very regular basis is try my best to put everything into perspective. Now for me, a lot of that falls on the fact that one of the most important values in my life is my faith. And that helps keep things into perspective for me. I know that regardless, and I trust that regardless of what the circumstances are, something good is gonna come from it. But at the same time, it's when your mind starts to slip into a negative mindset, you gotta bring it back. You gotta bring it back and put things into perspective. And the way that I do that is I journal. I journal a lot. I have a journal that I'll actually write in. I keep a journal on my phone. I journal in several different ways. I'll pray when I journal, and sometimes I'll just get thoughts that have just been bogging my mind down, and I'll just put them down. The great thing about that is when you write it down, you get to see what your thoughts are. When you can think at 1,000,000 miles an hour, but when you write it down, you can't be thinking more than what you're writing. So then all of a sudden you get to see your thoughts. And it helps you keep things into perspective. It helps it put it into perspective for you when you can look back at how you're thinking and how you're acting about your day. And so with keeping things into perspective, I also try to remind myself of maybe something that I've overcome, or maybe a big challenge that I faced that turned out a whole lot better than I was expecting it to. I remember in 2016 at regionals, I think I was in 9th place and I was down 31 points out of contention to go to the CrossFit Games. It would have been really easy for me to have a negative mindset and play the whole woe is me thing. But instead, what I focused on was being positive and giving my absolute best regardless of the circumstances. Going at it 100%, giving a 100% effort, and knowing that whatever came about it was going to be something good for me in the long run. I did qualify for the games that year, but there wouldn't have been that chance for that to happen had I stayed in a negative mindset and not gave my best effort. So when I can remember moments like that, it keeps things into perspective for me. Knowing and having full faith and having some hope and confidence that things are gonna turn out good no matter what. And then another very practical, tactical thing that I do is when I start to just feel negative and things are just, they don't feel right, I'll change my environment up. I spend a lot of time training in the garage, and it can get a little cumbersome out there. Just being in the same spot all the time can get a little bit tired. So I'll change up my environment. I'll go train with some buddies. I'll go out to a local gym, and maybe even it's as simple as just going for a walk around the neighborhood and just shifting my mindset that way. Just getting out of my environment for a moment and coming back to it with a little fresh perspective. And then the last thing that I focus on a lot is just reminding myself to have some fun, enjoy life. Life is good. I'll turn on music if I'm kind of in a slump. I'll just turn on some jams that I just love. Like, I love jamming out to the Backstreet Boys. It always puts me in a good mood. NSYNC came on, I always find myself dancing. So why not turn on a little JT or some Coldplay and sing along, and or whatever that is. Like, do something to make you smile, because smiling is contagious and it's just going to continue. I mean, there's so many things, from the endorphins to the, and everything that comes from smiling, but it shifts your mindset so quickly. So find something to smile about, because look, positivity is infectious. And I want to see you live in positive, just go get 'em kind of lifestyle, because I think that's the best way that we're going to impact this world in a positive way, huh? Guys, thank you so much. I hope that helps. I hope that you guys can feel that, and those are some things that you can take and apply to your day moving forward. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon.